Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new short movie. The name of the short movie is What If Naruto Was Son of Hashirama Senju and Mito Uzumaki. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted short movie. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to Kazuto Senju for suggesting this idea. He has been for a long time. Now moving onwards, I made some changes. Basically, number one, he wanted me to make Konoha react to it. So yeah, if you guys like today's video and reach this video to 100 likes, I will, consider making it. But the thing is that for that to happen, I need to make a story first, and then the reaction will follow suit. So yeah, I hope you guys understand that. I hope Kazuto likes this one. Anyways, moving onward, second thing is that I looked up to the Google and turns out Hashirama had two kids. One of them was mentioned, Imaki Senju, and the other one, who was supposedly the father of Tsunade as well as Nawaki, wasn't never named or mentioned throughout the whole series. So I'm gonna make a few changes. The father of Tsunade as well as Nawaki will be Imaki Senju now, and the second son will be Naruto. So I hope this clears up and not cause any confusions to those who are going to see this or listen to this story. So yeah, let me clear this up and give you a heads up before. Now that is settled, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well, and stay tuned for a story there today. I'm gonna upload today there as well. Now without any further ado, let's begin with our today's short movie. Our story begins in the newly established Konoha Gakure no Sato, inside the Senju compound, where we see Mito Uzumaki has given birth for the second time, as Hashirama Senju, the first Hokage, has arrived while running as fast as he could. Mito-chan, I came as fast as he could. Calm down, dear. Everything is fine, but you're giving birth today. I was worried about you and your health, said Hashirama in the most Hashirama-like tone. As that is when we see Tobirama Senju appeared, the second brother of Hashirama. Brother, with all due respect, you have to be quite the sensible in the room. You are the Kage of this said village, damn it. Act like one. As Hashirama was now on the ground, sulking, as Mito chuckled, enough, Tobirama. Do not make your brother feel bad, as he already is, but I wanted to spend some time with my wife and see my son. Ah, of course, why not? Come over here, Hashirama. Meet your second son. As that is when Imaki Senju, who was already 6-year-old, and arrived. Though-chan. Oka-san. Is this my little brother? Of course, Imaki-chan, this is your little brother, said Mito. As Hashirama then said, he's perfect. Have you thought of a name? Yes, I have. I'm gonna name him. As Hashirama was about to give him some weird name, Mito then settled in. I already decided, honey. That is Naruto. Naruto Senju. As Hashirama sulked again. You named the last son of ours. Why can't I get to name at least one? You can name your grandson, okay? Are you promising me that? Of course. Enough, Aniki. Go back to your office. There's a lot of work to be done. I've heard that the Uchihas are unrest again after his death. As Hashirama, after getting a little bit serious, then said, Tobirama, this isn't the place for that. I still can't believe you allow them this much freedom. Their accursed eyes are going to be the downfall of that clan. Mark my words. Enough, Tobirama. Both of you, enough, said Mito. Today's supposed to be a happy day for us. You don't need to turn everything into work and arguments. I want you both to get out of here. And so both of them were kicked out, as Tobirama glared at Hashirama. Now off to your office. Oh yeah, I have a task for you, Tobirama. As Tobirama flinched because he knew that his brother was going to get back at him. And so now we have a time skip of 6 years later, as Hashirama has just captured each and every Biju and given it to the other villages as well, aside from the 9 tails which already was sealed within Mito Uzumaki herself, as it was done so to make sure that the newly established elemental nations, they could have a peaceful relationship with one another. Not like the previous era in which clans fought for dominance and clashed with one another. The era of bloodshed needs to be put behind. As now we go towards the council, where we see Tobirama has returned with his team, which was consisting of 4 students, which was quite odd because it was made mandatory that one sensei should have only 3. But this team had 4. It was in Sarutobi, from the Sarutobi clan who showed great potential. And then there was Homura, Koharu, and Danzo Shimura, another prodigious child. Hokage-sama, we have returned, said Danzo. Go on, Danzo, debriefed him. As Hiruzen said, can I do that? Enough, monkey, you have done this for the previous time. Let Danzo do this. Besides, he won the bet this time, didn't he? What bet? These two have an ongoing rivalry between them. That is why I keep them both in the same team. As Hashirama rubbed his temple, seriously, what is wrong with you, Tobirama? Nothing. Nothing at all. As that is when we see one of the Uchiha clan's members then arrived. Hokage-sama. Tobirama-sama. He said with a little bit distant in his voice because he did not like Tobirama at all. I did not know you were here. I have returned from a mission. Explain yourself, Uchiha, and leave. Enough, Tobirama. Go on. Our clan are holding a festive tonight, and we will be grateful if you and your family could attend. Are you trying to poison the Kage? No, we're not, Tobirama-sama. With these baseless accusations, I rather would take you to Daime-sama's court. I am nothing more than a messenger, but you are harassing me. Enough. You don't need to get all law on me. The last time I checked, the ones who broke the law were the Uchihas. Get out of my office, said Tobirama as, after bowing and glaring at Tobirama for a moment, the Uchiha left. You know, treating them like this could only be bad for the future. Do you want a civil war within the village? No, I do not want any war. What I want them is to know that their eyes are cursed. And I have to remind you that I know what you have told me before, and I still do not agree with you. Leave. As that is when they were all about to leave, there was a knock on the door. And in came Imaki Senju, who was now closing to the age of becoming a genin, and 6-year-old Naruto Senju. Touchan, I did something. What did you do, Naruto? Said Hashirama, and he had a bright smile on his face. Even Tobirama had a soft expression. Yeah, what did you do, kiddo? Said Tobirama. Look, uncle, I can do this. As Naruto clapped his both hands together and focused while closing his eyes as if forcing something. And from the ground, 2 tree roots with leaves erupted. As Hashirama stood up. My little boy, you have my kick again, Kai. As Naruto nodded, as that is when we see Mito arrive there. Of course he does. But that doesn't mean that he gets to trade now. I want my son at least to have a normal childhood. Don't worry, Kakajan. Naruto will have a normal childhood. We live in a peaceful era, thanks to Touchan and Uncle, and everyone else. As Hashirama was proud, but they did not know that it would end like this. As now we see, only a few years later, the first clan war began. It was started by Kumo for the dominance to become the strongest village, which at the time was Konoha. And joining Kumo's side was Suna and Kiri. Well, Iwa remained neutral because it was a rebuilding village, and Konoha had to fight this war alone on its own without any allies aside from the Uzumakis. And at that time, Uzumakis helping them were able to stop them. But within that war, the kids had to fight, even the genins and those in the academy. Amongst them was Naruto and Imaki as well. During a battle, as a battalion from, Kumo tried to attack the young ones. We have the fresh blood here. Let's send a message to Konoha that they don't get to mess with us. We are the ones who will stand on top. But at that moment, Naruto then unleashed something, while his own brother and the others were now cornered and cowering in fear because the men in front of them were elite shinobis from Kumo. As Naruto yelled out, I won't let you harm them! As suddenly from the earth itself, huge amount of tree roots erupted, grabbing them by their ankles and began to throw them and smash them against one another, causing them to pass out bleeding. And then, as soon as they were about to hit the ground, sharp tree spikes erupted from the ground, piercing them, killing all of them. And that is how Naruto wiped out the whole squad. that was consisting of 50 men of elite squad from the Kumo village. As this was a known fact throughout the whole war that an 8-year-old kid was able to wipe out the elites, and Kumo was made into a joke. Soon after that, Kumo surrendered, but they were able to do one thing that did the most damage to Konoha. Cause one casualty, and that casualty being Hashirama Senju, who remained behind while fleeing everyone of his squad men, as a lot of the squads from Kumo as well as the others ambushed him, and he took them all down, but he went down with them because of exhaustion as well as wounds bleeding out. Kumo celebrated this even in defeat because the kami no shinobi has been wiped out, but they did not know that Konoha would be forging a new one. Hashirama Senju took over, and instantly he made changes in laws as well as in the academy, making the Shinobi Academy 10 times tougher than it was before. And Naruto and Uzumaki, who had lost their father, was now mourning his death. But Naruto, he got up. His eyes were red and tears were dried. I'm gonna train and become so strong that nobody would be able to hurt you or Kachan, Nisan. And that is what Naruto did. He went to his uncle, and his uncle nodded and trained him. Trained him so hard and rigorously that Naruto was a ghost for many years, because he was not trained like normal. As time began to pass by, we see there was fear of the second clan warring era to begin. During that time, Uzumaki had married and had kids of his own. 2 of them. His daughter, who was now at least 4 years of age, and his son, Naoki, who was just born. And that is when for the first time Naruto visited. It's been a long time, son, said Mito, who was a little bit older now. I know, Kazuma. I was busy training. How have you been? I have been fine. It's just the QB. Since I have grown weak, it has been acting up. The seal that I used to seal it within me is a weak one. I have learned Fuinjutsu arts as well. I have been in the Uzumaki village for at least a year or so, learning from them. I see. I have formed a seal that without killing you, it will give the Biji to me. If you would allow it, then I would. No, I would not have you bear this burden, son. You already bear more than you can take. You don't need to do this. I have found out that a Jinchuriki would die if it is delayed. You're an Uzumaki, Kazuma. You will be able to survive this process. I know so. You're strong. But if you delay it, then... As Mito looked towards him with a smile, as Naruto's eyes widened, and then narrowed, so be it then. As he turned and left in anger. As from the shadows appeared Tobira. You know, sister, this might be a foolish idea. Naruto has made me convinced that he will be able to do it. I have seen this seal. If you see it for yourself, I do not want to do it. I have endured a torture from the QB. I do not wish that to fall on my son. My son who has to go through war at the age of 8. Who has to see his father die in a battle and was hardened so much that I don't even recognize him anymore. Said Mito, wiping her tears. As Tobirama understood. If it is your decision, then I realize it. And would make sure nothing happens. And so, the second war began. And as soon as it did, Naruto, he was the one, the youngest, who was on the front lines. As he, like a lion charging towards his prey, charged towards his enemies. Iwa, Kumo, and Kiri joined up, and together they launched an attack on Uzushio Gakure. But luckily enough, Naruto was there and killed 50% of their forces, purging them in the most brutal way. If Madara was known as Yami no Shinobi, Naruto was the devil himself. because he eradicated all of them without showing any mercy. And his wood release, which was given to him by his accursed father, was now 10 times more stronger, as his markings would appear on his face as he then summoned, not one, like his father, 100 Buddha statues with 1,000 fists, and all of them unleashed on the army, squashing them like bugs, as Naruto stood there and erupted wooden golems and wooden dragons that surrounded the sky as well as followed him like his loyal army. And he even made 2 wooden katanas so sharp that they were unbreakable, even by chakra metal, and he used them to cleave off the necks of his enemies as well as serve the body parts of his victims. And he was the first one to ever be placed in a special category in that bingo book that was made there. Nicknamed the Devil of Konoha, and with a kill count more than 1 million people already at the age of 19, he was a game changer. And the only instructions were, pray to whatever god you are following, because he is going to end you if his eyes are set on you. And so is his blade. And that is how the second war came to an end, with Konoha's victory with dominance, without a single casualty. A few were wounded, yes, but no casualties were done. Naruto, he alone was more than enough. So much so that even Tobirama now began to fear him. The Senjus were the ones who feared him the most, because he was one of them, and he had no resemblance to them at all. As now we see Tsunade begin to grow and learn under Hiruzen Sarutobi, as an older Tobirama Senju was currently dealing with his own family problems, and that was his nephew. Uzumaki Senju and Naruto had a fight, a dispute between them, as Mito witnessed this in her old age. Naruto wanted to train Uzumaki because he was asking and requesting his father to become a shinobi, and Naruto, he stepped up since he visited, causing a stir in the clan. But the Senjus didn't want that, and Uzumaki, who at the time was akin to a leader since Tobirama was busy acting as a Kage, denied. But brother, this would be better for him. And I want the others to train as well. And what? Become like you? They call you the devil out there. For a good reason. Because I protect Konoha and all of you. I become this so that no more of our family members have to die. At what cost, Naruto? You lost yourself. You're not my little brother anymore. I don't even recognize you. Mother doesn't even recognize you. We all fear you. Konoha fears you. Because you purged people. I killed them. Not purged them. You purged them, Naruto. Every other village out there is threatening to go to war. They're preparing to take you down. Me and my clan are going to go on peace talks with you. What? No! That is a foolish idea. Naoki and I and my wife are going alongside some of the clansmen. Hopefully nothing would go wrong. I would not allow this. Then you are the problem, brother, not us, because we seek peace. As Naruto being enraged and left. As Tobirama, hearing about this, was in thoughtful expression. As he called Naruto, he called for me, Hokage-sama. I'm not going to talk to you as a Kage, but as an uncle. If this is about what has happened between me and Nisama, then you must realize, uncle, that I did and said what I said, and I stand by it. We do not need to go ask and begging for peace. My father did, and what did it cost him? His life. I know. My brother was a foolish man. He wanted peace too, something that is admirable, and his own son wants that. Your brother wants that. And like me, you are also seeing the dangers within this. Unfortunately, we can't change their minds because you both are his son. Stubborn like him. You have to realize that this is a suicide mission, uncle. You have to stop them. I'm afraid I can't. I just can't. Then what good are you? You're the Kage of this village. I know. but he is the leader of the Senju clan. As after a week passed, Naruto was on a mission away because he needed to cool off, as he said. But once he returned, he was shocked as Mito was crying, and so was Tobirama as he shed silent tears. Tsunade was the only survivor. What happened? They attacked. Once the beanstalks were successful, they were returning and were attacked by who? Iwa, Homo, and Kiri combined. And that is when we see Naruto was so enraged that he turned on his heel. Naruto, stop! But Naruto didn't listen, he continued walking. I said stop, damn it! I'm not gonna allow you to start another war. The war already has begun. If you can't see it, then remain blind, but I won't. As Naruto began to leave, he was surrounded and hoarded by more than hundreds of Anbus and elites from Konoha and clansmen. As Tobirama appeared in front of him, I said, stop! I'm not gonna allow you to leave. You can't stop me. I'm gonna crush them for what they have done. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. As Mito arrived, son. As Naruto listened, mother, all of them are dead. I have to do this. You don't. As Naruto was knocked out cold with a neck choke by Kushina, Mito herself. I want to contact my clan. It's time I passed down the Jinchuriki's job to someone else. And I made the right choice by not giving it to Naruto. He can't become the Jinchuriki. He's not in our right mind of state. The old Konoha was aware of that. As Tsunade was listening into this, everything, she also wasn't in the right mind of state. But there was someone there to ground her. It was Dawn. And both of them loved one another. And because of that, Tsunade remained, because her grandmother was still there. But only after a few weeks, while Naruto remained chained up within a cell because he wouldn't listen or negotiate because of his rage, we see Tobirama arrived. What is it? Out with it, uncle. I know you're here to say something. Say it. Is it about my punishment? No. What happened? Said Naruto, immediately his tone changing because he realized from the tone of his uncle something has happened. Your mother, she has passed away. As Naruto stood up, his color from his face straining. What? Mito has died because of the complications of the old age and because of the Biju being transferred to a new Jinchuriki, a girl from the Uzushiogakure. As Naruto took in deep breaths and then let out a bird-curdling scream. It was supposed to be me. I told her years ago to pass that damn Biju to me. Why wouldn't she? Because she feared what you might become. And her fears were justified, seeing you as you were, immature. I want to join the funeral. You have to allow me to, at least that. That is why am I here. But you would be on chakra suppressors. I understand. So, now we see Naruto arrived there. Amongst the others who were there paying respect, Naruto arrived and everyone moved to the side out of sheer fear because of Naruto, as he paid his respects to his mother as she was lowered down to the ground next to his father and the rest of the clan. As Tsunade stood there, as a girl was also there, red-haired. Is that the girl? Naruto? I do not wish you to. As Naruto walked already there and came face to face with the young one. What's your name, young one? Kushina, sir. Kushina. You know the responsibility on your shoulders is quite heavy, right? Yes. Good. Because I'm gonna train you myself to make sure that you fill in the shoes and won't have to go through the pain that she went. As Naruto stood up and turned towards his uncle. I will not go to war if you allow me to train her. It would be done. And Tsunade and the others who were already adults at the time were also agreeable to that. And so time began to pass by as we see Tsunade and the others were sent to solve a dispute in the land of Rain in Amegakure, where Hanzo the Salamander was causing chaos, and the people have requested an aid. No other village batted an eye except for Konoha, sending 3 summoners, and that marked the day that they became the legendary Sanin, trained by Hiruzen Sarutobi himself, as there were even talks of making him the next Kage. And then there was Naruto, who everyone feared. But realizing that Naruto was in not a right mind of state, but was healing because he was beginning to train Kushina and was acting as her sensei and father figure, was more than enough to make them realize that he was Kage material, because his trainings were showing results. As now we see young Danzo and Hiruzen, as well as Kohara and Homura, watched Naruto as he stood there towering, and Kushina attacked from everywhere as much as she could, as Naruto with a single hand parried and blocked each and every one of her attack, and gut punched her so far that she landed on her feet. But she had a serious expression. "I won't fall this time, sensei." "Good. Never show your enemy you're weak." Begin. And so the second form began, as Danzo then said, "I have an idea." "What?" "We need a squad like this, but without emotions. Tools so that could kill. I wish to train them myself. I'm gonna bring this to a sensei. We're in a peaceful era. Peace is never permanent. That is what we believed when we were kids, when the first war happened. What do you think would happen this time?" "I see." And so now we see, once they returned, Jiraiya found a prodigious boy in Konoha, an orphan one named Minato Namikaze. While Jiraiya began to train him, Danzo was also formulating his route, and it began to operate. But sooner Danzo got power to his head because he was now an authoritative figure, and because of that, he caused a little bit of commotion. A dispute amongst one of the villages that fall under the territory of Iwagakure, and because of that, Iwa was now threatening Konoha with a war. And joining Iwa was Kumo and Kiri. Suna sided with Konoha this time because of their alliances and not wanting to fear the devil himself. And that is when we see Tobirama and the others went to war. Even Naruto as well as Kushina was forced into this. Kushina, who was by that time a teen and still being trained by him. As they fought, we see Naruto remained by Kushina's side, and this time much more in control, using his wood release and wood golems and dragons as well as wood binding jutsu to the best of his abilities, and his wooden katanas to cleave off everyone in his path. As soon as people saw him, they were the ones beginning to run away, and Naruto was the one hunting them down. He didn't care who they were, Iwa, Kumo or Kiri, they were being cut down. But that is when the true plan was revealed. Suna was never on their side. They acted like that and stabbed Konoha in the back. The Kazekage stabbed Tobirama in the back, killing him. As Naruto was at that moment realized that he has finally lost it, the final straw, and unleashed the true strength and potential, as he summoned the wooden titans from the earth itself, so huge that they could trample whole villages under their feet, as Naruto himself was using one as a Susanoo of a sword. And then began the event that was known as the Konoha Rumbling, the rumbling of the devil of Konoha, and many much more names, as Suna was trampled upon by him. And soon after that, when the other villages joined alongside Konoha to stop him because Naruto had lost it, the titans one by one fell, as Kushina, using the Nine Tails chakra, was able to destroy the titans. But Naruto didn't stop there. He began to take down everyone in his path. His own men were thrown left and right. He was a man now, drowning in grief, and at that moment the only family member, or two of them akin to him, arrived, Tsunade as well as Kushina. "Sensei, please stop." As Tsunade then said, "Uncle, please I'm begging you. As Naruto finally begins to see some sense and realize what has happened, and begin to see what he has done. Taking this as a chance, Oniki was the one who drove his blade straight through Naruto. But at that moment, Naruto smirked and punched him so hard, causing him to be slammed into wooden leg of the titan that remained now still standing there, causing his back to be impaled slightly with something, making him render useless and in extreme amount of pain and agony. As Naruto fell to his knees and was hugged by his daughter figure, Kushina, as well as Tsunade, who only wanted him to stop. I can heal him. I can do it. But the blade was poisonous. As the people celebrated, the devil has fallen. As there were cheers, but the cheers died down because their Kages made them realize their villages were almost extinct. Suna was trampled upon. Some of the Suna shinobis and people were alive, but the rest, they were dead. As that is how Naruto closed his eyes, dying. But he did not know that he would be awoken soon. As now we see, Naruto's eyes were consumed in darkness, but then they awoken in a room where in front of him stood an older Orochimaru, what he could remember, and a black-haired boy, an Uchiha, most probably, and some other man. And standing next to him were some people he recognized. Father, Uncle, Naruto? Is that you, my son? As Naruto walked towards his father and gave him a hug. I missed you. What is going on here, though? Is this the legendary Naruto Senju? The devil who caused the rumbling and almost purged the whole elemental nations? Thought Sasuke to himself, but he seemed so soft. As Naruto turned towards Orochimaru. What have you done? We know that I died, Orochimaru. I have revived you, Naruto-sama, alongside the others. Why? What happened? It's Madara Uchiha. He has caused a war against the 5 elemental nations. Why? As everything was explained to them and their plan. While Tobirama and Madara argued, that is when their chakra was overpowered by Naruto, as the whole place began to shake and cracks began to arrive everywhere as an ominous amount of black silverish chakra surrounded Naruto. He will pay then. They will pay. Lead me to them. As Naruto began to walk, that is when Sasuke Uchiha, who was standing there, realized this was the real deal. This was the devil that his clan taught him about. His father fearfully taught him about, like he was some sort of a boogeyman who would come in your dreams if you were not being respectful to your parents. Now seeing him, sensing his power, he realized that this was not a man you messed with. As now we see, Naruto arrived alongside the other Kages on the battlefield. As soon as Oniki saw Naruto, he ran away. No, not him! Who revived him? It's been a long time, Oniki. Funny that we're fighting on the same side. This time. Uncle, Tsunade. It's good to see that you're still living. And I'm proud that you became a Kage. As Tsunade nodded, while still being in tears. Bachan, who is that? As that is when Naruto looked towards someone. He resembled him, aside from the whisker marks, obviously, and that his eyes were blue. Who are you? I'm Naruto Uzumaki, the future Hokage, and the Sage Toad. You mean the Toad Sage? Yeah, the Toad Sage, said Naruto. I like this one. You remind me of someone that was important to me. He is her son after all. As Naruto's eyes widened, where is she? As Tsunade had a sad smile on her face. We'll speak of this later. As Naruto then looked towards Madara. As Madara then realized, so you're the one Hashirama's son that didn't get to meet. The one who has become a legend of a sort, huh? As the other Kages then realized in true fear that who he was. As Naruto then slammed his hand on the ground as the Titans emerged, seamlessly. Less even the odds than Madara. My Titans dealing with your people, and I deal with you. As Naruto blitzed and disappeared, shattering the ground where he stood, and his wooden katana was grinding against the Ganbei of Madara as Madara smirked, and so did Naruto. And what followed suit was two blurs disappearing in form of grey as well as dark energy, which was Madara for dark as well as grey for Naruto. As they clashed, sparks erupted and cracks formed. As Madara and Naruto punched one another, both of them were smiling. What is this? Kurama, that man right there is someone who crushed everything underneath those Titans' feet that you see. And he is revived again. And this time to fight for us. But mark my words, Naruto, he's dangerous. If he goes insane, there's no stopping him. Even I feared that man. You feared that man? More so than Madara, who I detest. And so now we see Naruto and Madara clashed. Is this the best you can give? No wonder my father was able to crush you, said Naruto, giving Madara a sidekick to the neck, sending him crashing towards a crater nearby. As Madara got up, erupting his Susanoo and causing the blade to come down, only for Naruto to stop it with his wooden blade, as the cracks appeared on his blade, but Naruto jumped up, and then Naruto smirked. And a Titan emerged from the ground, using his own Susanoo, like as Naruto used the Titan arms and punched Madara's Susanoo, causing cracks to appear. You're not the only one who can do that. You dare? Dare? I might say I'm having fun fighting a legend like you that these people fear. And honestly, I must say, it's not that great of an experience. Madara was losing his edge because Naruto was the one now getting under his skin. Even using the Hashirama cell, Naruto was still more powerful in this state and was able to defeat Madara. But at that moment, something happened. While his Titans were almost done and even pushed the Ten Tails morphed in agony as it turned into a tree. But that is when Madara, who was getting back to his feet, then said, "You think this is over? This is only the beginning." So much for Yami no Shinobi. You're already tired, and we are immortals because of us being at a Tensei's. We are never supposed to run out of the breath. And yet you were able to tire me. That is why you're pathetic and I'm not, said Naruto. But before anything could happen, an arm pierced straight through Madara's chest until Madara exploded. And suddenly, instead of him, there was standing a new figure there. A woman with silver hair and silver dress. Someone that even Naruto was shocked to see as he froze for a bare moment. What is that chakra? As Naruto unleashed his own killer intent, causing the woman to freeze. You're dangerous. I thought I gotten rid of you before. I am not that hard to avoid that. And so Naruto attacked her. And once he did, he was thrown into a portal. A portal Naruto immediately was able to switch back to his reality from. Why? Because he switched himself with the log. Once arrived back, Naruto tried to attack her, but each and every one of his attacks were parried. Until Naruto arrived, the Naruto Uzumaki. Oi, old man, you can't do this on your own. Old man, huh? Let's see, Naruto Jr., what you can do. Oi, I'm not a junior. To me, you are. Let's see what you can do. And so, Naruto, having fun with Naruto Jr., then began to face Kaguya. But he wasn't alone because Team 7 was also with them until Kaguya casted a Genjutsu, but Naruto was able to save Naruto Jr. and Team 7 because of a wooden dome jutsu, while everyone else was now covered in the Moon Eye Plan Genjutsu and Cocoon. Naruto and Naruto Jr.'s team were the only ones remaining there, and they were shocked. She trapped everyone in a Genjutsu. What is going on? As Naruto sensed it, everyone's chakra is being drained. What? That is not a Genjutsu. That is There is a system that drains chakra from everyone. Where is it going? I can sense it. It's going to the top. As a small flower was blooming there. What is that? I do not know what it is, but we have to stop it. And so, Naruto began to dash towards the tree, trying to cut it down. If you do that, every one of them will die. Naruto halted and turned towards the Kaguya. So, joining hands with Team 7, Naruto went to war. No matter what Kaguya tried, in the end Naruto was able to parry and counter each and everything, even taking ash-born rods from Kaguya to his chest, giving Naruto as Jr. as well as Sasuke a chance to stop her. And they were successful in the end, as Naruto stood there. And once everyone returned and all the 9 beaches were freed, we see the last thing that remained was to free everyone from the Genjutsu, since the Moonlight plan had been stopped completely. But at that moment, Sasuke turned towards Naruto, Junior as well as Naruto. Even though we have dealt with everyone, there's still something that I need to do, and that is to get back at Konoha. And for that, I must do what I need to do. But before he could think of anything, Naruto cleaved his neck off as the Rinnegan activated. As one tome of Sasuke's eyes disappeared, he had used the Rinnegan's path of rebirth and made himself revived. If you try that again, I will end you. You have forgotten that I still am here, Uchiha. And at that moment, Sasuke realized, even with this power, he was not an equal to this monster that was in front of him. You should be glad that I am dead, because if I was alive, I would have already shoved the blade straight through your chest. Don't pull that stunt again, and do what you need to do. And so, Sasuke in fear nodded, and Naruto and Sasuke hesitantly used the seal to free everyone. Once everyone was freed, Naruto stabbed his blade straight through Sasuke's chest, lifting him up from the ground, and then draining his chakra so that he couldn't use the Rinnegan. Why? Said Naruto Jr. He's a threat, and threat needs to be killed, taken out. Uncle, please stop this madness. After all these years, you're still the same. Always have been and always will be. Well, I always said, a good Uchiha is a dead Uchiha, said Tobirama as everyone looked at him. What? I'm proud of him. He's doing great. He said, looking towards Naruto. It's not about you and your vendetta against the Uchihas. I've told you, and I told you all before, and I'm gonna say this once more. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure nothing goes wrong this time. And mark my words, Oniki, the rest of you. The things I did in the past, you cannot fathom what I would do if I found out what you all have done, and if I'm ever revived again. Get it? We understand, said the other Kages, fear eminent in their eyes. And Tsunade, hi, uncle. You better take care of this one. I like this one. As Naruto rubbed the hair of the Naruto Jr., who said, Oi, get off me, old man. As Naruto chuckled while everyone was in fear. See? I told you I like this one. I just wish I could get to meet your mother, son. She was like a daughter to me. As Minato then arrived, Naruto-sama, it was me who... Did you make her happy? Yes, sir. Good. Said Naruto as he placed a strong hand on Minato's shoulder, causing him to shake violently. As Hiruzen then said, now he acts like a father figure. See, that is why I never married, said Tobirama. If we would have a second Tobirama, who would have been a racist towards Uchiha. Hey, the Uchihas are dead. But that reminds me, once we return, I must celebrate this. As Tobirama, as well as the other Kages who were there at Tense's side, you and your vendetta never gets old, uncle. Never. As Naruto let out a hearty laugh and looked towards Naruto Jr. You have a huge responsibility in your hands as well. Kushina's dream was to become a Kage. My dream is that as well. You better become one. I will. You better believe it. Oh yeah, I do believe in you. And with that, the farewells were said. And in the end, Naruto too left alongside the other Edo Tensei, giving the world one last scare because everyone realized you don't mess with the devil of Konoha itself. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the short movie of, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Mito channel as well. As this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace.